Today is first off leash session day for Scout and Bandit. So here is Scout. First thing we're going to do is go out the door politely. Good girl. And then we're going to start doing her off-leash work. So she's been super jumpy, putting her feet up, jumping up, and we've made really great progress with that. So you can see that she's not jumping all over me. Good. While still being very happy and eager. So the first thing I'm going to do, number one, I've got her set on a 15. And the first thing I'm going to do is open my door. And so I work with all of the dogs. I'm not just rushing through an open door. They have to be polite. And so you can see she's approaching it pretty slowly. Little tap for putting her nose through. Good girl. Tap for putting her nose through. Good girl. Get her to wait for a few seconds and then, okay, good girl. Out you go. Very good. So the first off-leash session can be extreme joy at realizing that they're off the leash, or I can have dogs who are still thinking that they should be walking next to me. So she's happy and walking next to me. Now she's jumping. So what I'm doing is each time, trying to get you to see that, each time she jumps, I'm giving her some collar pressure on a 15. Good, let's go, come on. To just discourage that. Good girl. Good girl. And what I want her to do is to just run around and get involved with sniffing. Perfect. And then I can start with having a lot of distraction and getting her responding. That's what I'm looking for. Good girl. Puts her feet up. She gets a little tap. Excellent. So she's doing much better inside than she is outside with the jumping. And since she's been all on leash up until now, I've been able to control that with the leash on. And then what happens is when the leash comes off, she feels like she can do it again. So we just work on getting that off leash as well. All right, I gotta switch hands here. Okay, so she's on a 2-dog collar. So she's wearing the red collar strap, you'll notice, and that coincides with the red button here. Try and get that. Red button and a black button. So she's going to be the red dog and Bandit's going to be the black dog. And each button will activate each collar. So we can do 2 dogs on this. Black button with index finger, red button with middle finger. So she's doing exactly what I want her to do, which is to be sniffing around. And I'm going to start to call her away from that. Scout! Scout, little tap. Yes, good girl. And when she gets to me, good girl. She gets a cookie. Very good. That a girl. Good girl. And I do foundation work with this with a long line and also in my small fenced-in yard. But when we get out into the big yard, there's so many more distractions. So I'm going to do that same thing again, and I'm just putting this up so that you can see my timing, how long I'm holding it down, what level I'm on. Scout! Yes! Good girl! No pressure, that's what, excellent, good. And when she got to me, she started to put her feet up and then she stopped. I had already put my transmitter in my pocket so that I could get her a cookie, so I didn't do anything about that. Good girl. Good girl. And what I'm looking for in this very first session is I'm looking for her to start to engage with me more than she does with the environment. So she's very busy sniffing. There's all kinds of smells, obviously. And what I want her to do is to start noticing where I am, as well as coming when I call her. But part of this session is, hey, You are with me. You are not an independent critter out here. So I'm gonna call her again. Scout! Yes! Excellent! 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 Looking for a good, nice little sit when she comes to me. Good girl! Hooray! Good girl! Good girl! So far so good. She's looking super cooperative, happy, doing exactly what I want, which is good. That a girl? Good. So when she moves to me independently, so like that, she came running back to me, I'm gonna give her a little treat, and that's just gonna say, hey, I'm a really great place to be. All right, we'll try her again. Scout! Scout! Good girl! Perfect! Good girl! So the only time that she's gonna get pressure right now is if she doesn't respond right away. And then she's just gonna get, at this point I'm having to just give a tiny little tap. She feels that little sensation and she comes running to me, she gets a cookie and she starts to make that connection. I hear my name, I come running back, good things happen. Scout! Yeah, good girl! Excellent! Scout! There you go, good girl. Good girl. All right, so this is going perfectly. That's been how things have been going with Scout. She's been awesome. She does try to climb out of my little pen that I keep her in the evening, but we've been able to work on that as well. So she's doing great. Scout! Yeah! Good girl! Fast and happy recall. What a girl! Good. Excellent. So pressure for jumping. That's on a 15. Excellent. Good girl. Good girl. That is excellent. Good girl. And I'm giving her opportunities to jump on me, but I'm keeping my transmitter in my hand now since she tried jumping on me first started. Still on a 15. Excellent. Okay. This collar goes to 100, so 15 is quite low. It's just above the threshold where I can feel it. Yeah, good girl. So pressure for putting her feet up. Good. I don't even have to tell her anything. She sits, she gets a cookie for that, wagging tail. And then she starts to put 2 and 2 together, and she says, I get much better response if I come in and sit. All right, I'm gonna turn her off, work her for a few more minutes here, and she's absolutely on track. We're doing really well.